No. Nice. Maria coming out behind the wheat, if that's what it is. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome back to our Pioneer Day extravaganza. We got a ton to go through, so tell us about our guest.
This is Daneen Ruggles, and she has come all the way from California to be on our show.
Just for the show?
Just for the show.
Thank you for coming and taking the
to
effort.
teach everybody about this awesome stuff.
Because she's so passionate about this. Now, you have been teaching preparedness for over 15 years.
15 years, yeah.
And your mom, tell us about your mom.
My mom, oh, wonderful lady. She actually passed away about 12 years ago. And since then...
But her legacy continues. Another
legacy
pioneer.
continues. Another pioneer. She, amazing lady. The lectures that we do actually come from a book that she wrote.
That's her right there?
That's her right there. And she, just a great woman, and I feel so privileged to carry her legacy on to so many people. And you know, Maria, I realized today, after lecturing for 15 years, I see so many people, they have a desire to be prepared and to have emergency preparedness, but they have no idea where to start.
That's exactly.
If they have
we
it...
know we should do it, but where do we...
In fact,
it seems overwhelming. You know
I was talking to a lady on the airplane, and she said, oh, I have wheat, but I don't know what to do with it. What do I do with it?
I had stacks of it.
Yeah.
Now, I think before we even get into the how, we should talk about the why.
Definitely. And that's my favorite part about teaching this.
Great.
So let's go. I love this diagram, Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Okay. Can we, and I know we have that in a graphic, if we can put that up. There we go.
Now this, if you look at this, at the very top is self-actualization. Now because of our ancestors and all of our pioneers, they have made it possible for us to live here. We can save for a college education, we can save for our homes, we can save for our cars. We don't have to think about the underlying things. Until our basic life needs are taken away, our foundation, do we understand, oh, I wish I was prepared. I wish that I would have done something. And speaking of that, my grandmother, I have to tell you about my grandmother.
Yes, tell us.
My mother's mom. She, a pioneer, she came from Germany. Now, her story... Yes, that's my grandmother.
That's your grandma?
Another pioneer.
That's my grandmother, Maria Remeli. Now, she grew up during World War I, and it was a very hard hit during World War I, before, during, and after. In fact, her mother had 10 children, and only 3 survived, one being my grandmother. And most of it was because of malnutrition. And a lot of the children and babies were the most affected. And so as we prepared this plan for people, we include a plan for children and babies. We include nutrition, because so many people, how can you reach the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, self-actualization, if all you're thinking about is food and nutrition? You won't think about being, oh, I need to increase my talents. I need to continue in what I'm doing.
And there's many people around the world who are still living in that survival place of just their needs of food and so forth. So
there are, and there's so many stories with that. And all of us during Pioneer Day, we all have ancestors. We all have a story to tell. And I really think our ancestors want us to learn from them. And I know my grandmother, my mother included these things so that we could learn from her hardships in the past. So I just want to start. We're just going to do a brief overview of this.
Great.
So we're going to start with step 1. Now this is budget conscious. It is, as we go along, it's your nutrition needs. So this is where you start. So step 1.
This is step 1 for preparedness?
This is step 1 for preparedness for food.
Okay.
So start with step 1, our basic needs that we all know: wheat, salt, oil, powdered milk, and water. Okay, now most people have that. In fact, I was talking to somebody today, says, I have so much wheat, but what do I cook if I just have wheat? Right. So what can you cook with? We actually have a overhead that we can show.
Okay.
So this is what you have. This is basically what you can make: sprouted wheat, cracked wheat, tortillas, gluten. Okay, are you going to be able to, you'll survive on that?
Survive, right.
Will you
it's
have
not going to be the best tasting all the time, but we'll make it, right?
Are you going to be, Danny, are you going to be anxious to come and do your show and have all this energy and
I don't
the
think
nutrition
so.
If that's all I had to survive, I would still make it, I guess. You know?
Yes, we would.
You would. Now, the interesting thing, step number 2, all you're adding is your leavenings and your eggs, period. That's all you're adding. Now, look how your list just increased.
Oh, my goodness.
So
you can make a lot more stuff.
Just by adding those 2 things.
Okay.
With your food stores now, you can make all of those items.
Great.
Okay, so now we don't have just the basic. We got pudding, pancakes, German cookies, waffles.
Bread.
Okay, now it's starting to make sense.
Okay, good.
Crepes, pasta, breads. Okay, cool.
Okay, the list
Okay.
goes on.
That's
Step
step 2.
3 basically is your cheese tomato products. So now you can make all of your meatless casseroles, your Italian dishes, all of those things. So now you have dinners, your cream sauces, your spaghetti sauces, everything in that step. Step 4, this is one of my favorite steps, and we're actually going to do a whole episode on this. We have
Yes, Daneen is going to do some other segments for us that we're going to show later to learn more.
We have canned milk here. We have canned fruits in this section. Now, canned milk is essential in your food storage. One reason it is a baby food. My mother, this is what my little brothers grew up on, was canned milk. You mix half with canned milk and half with warm water. And there you have your protein, your calcium, your fats, everything babies need to live. This can also be cream soups, cream sauces, whipped cream. You make whipped cream with canned milk. You freeze it, whip it up, you have whipped cream.
Okay, so did we show step 4? What the added ones? We don't have that one? Okay.
Step number 5, this is what people think of food storage, is all your beans, seeds, and legumes. And again, this step is very extensive, and we'll do a segment on this because this is your nutrition step. If you had to live on this stuff, would you miss a fresh salad, something fresh and crisp and watery to eat? And this step is how we do it, sprouting. We're going to do a whole segment on sprouting.
I love sprouting. That's great.
Are we going to be totally messed up if we do this step and then miss a few and then get there, or can we do a combination of like 1 and 5? Or
You can definitely do a combination of 1 and 5. Just with food stores, though, you're going to want your leavenings if you want to make bread.
You want to make bread,
You're going to want your eggs if you want to make cookies and cakes and biscuits. So it does kind of go in order.
I could skip that one since I don't usually eat bread, but yeah, I think you'd need it.
So your step is step 5.
Yeah.
You're the
straight to
protein, the beans. And then step 6 is the meat and potato step. And that's kind of towards the end because we have all of our protein that we need up here for nutrition. But meat and potatoes, and as you can continue on the slides,
what are we on?
step 6.
Oh, wait a minute.
We don't have step 6
We don't
on the
have
slide.
step 6. Okay,
But
so
it's,
just talk about it.
So meat and potato was step what?
6.
Step 6?
And
Okay.
then step 7 is your step. Whatever, once you have all this, you can eat like you do today.
Oh, your step. That's, okay.
It's
Very
your
good.
step because you can add anything you want. Your spices. I have a lady that dry pack cans Captain Crunch cereal. Once you have your basics and you know you have your nutrition to survive, step 7 is anything but
I would add herbs and vitamins and things like that. So.
You know, funny you mentioned vitamins because when we talk about sprouting, Maria, you're going to love it. You're going to be totally surprised.
I'm looking forward to that.
Beautiful.
Well, it's been great to have you.
Thank
you
you.
so much,
Thank you so
Daneen.
much.
I'm looking forward to hearing more from you.
Me too. I'm excited to teach you.
And
especially Danny.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We're more prepared now. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, guess who's in the house? The world famous Tony Caputo and more ideas. Stay with us.